Spiffing, the Jenjoni Plane Program. Oh look, I see it's the Kalatnoshi from the golden era of the jet. A marvelous engineered beast built to support our Kerbals on the ground. This marvelous design was based on the forgettable Ma-262b4, which was designed for our nation, the proud Kunurata, 5th World War, but didn't see much production until the late 11th World War. This was due to the slow advancement of technology, which is evident during each World War we partaked in. This is notable in the First and Second World War, where our brave Kerbals took to their bicycles and started throwing snacks at each other. However, it was considered bad manners throwing foodstuffs at another Kerbal. Also, most Kerbals seemed to run out of snack ammunition before getting to the battleground, so a machine gun was invented. But we still needed a breakthrough for faster transportation, and everything was considered, from walking to using a machine gun to propel a Kerbal faster on a quad cycle. However, this led to only a few Kerbals reaching the front line, as their fellow Kerbals behind them ended up on the missing tab in the Kerbal North Center. Until such a time, flight was accidentally invented, before the powered bicycles. New ways of attacking Kerbals on bicycles was devised. Local Kalatnoshi was designed for anti-Kerbal on bicycle. However, after pilots reported that Kerbals were throwing their bicycles into the engines of the plane, as it made its close approach for its attack, the Air Force decided it needed to develop new longer range weapons and faster planes. After the development of the jet engines in the 7th World War, which was known as the Great War without bicycles, the Kalatnoshi was revisited and redesigned by Akrauf after a very confusing conference over which the company gained ownership of the aircraft and redesigned the Kalatnoshi, I think I got this time, for use as a fighter interceptor role. Sadly, with the introduction of ground vehicles in the 13th World War, the Kalatnoshi suffered heavy losses at the hands of armed ground vehicles and poor piloting. As you have been noting from the footage on the screen, our Kalatnoshi aircraft has been performing profoundly well. Now let's see it take on some armed convoy units on the ground. Look at it avoid that fire. Yes, they're afraid down there below. Oh look, we lost an engine and we still haven't crashed. That is just a minor flesh wound for our plane. Look at it as our brave Steloli Kerman takes on these two armed vehicles. With such bravery, that'll make the enemy think twice before taking on our forces again. Look at that, he threw himself out of the cockpit at the enemy to make sure that the enemies will not return again to fight our mighty empire, the Kunurata. I say, look out, it's the Rikogu Flitcha, a revolution of design, based on the Rikogu Flitcha Wafmapa, a sports plane that could even outpace its pilot, even though he was in the cockpit, which is rather alarming if you ask me. This little plane could reach speeds up to 936 kilometers per hour, or for UVs, 260 meters per second at sea level. It was originally designed during the peaceful era between the 17th and 18th World War, which was known as Between the War. The plane was awarded as the fastest air vehicle of its time, and it kept its title until 5 years later in the early World War XVIII. By the beginning of the 18th World War, Kunurata has decided to make a new naming scheme in order to give meaning to each war and make them harder to pronounce. The 18th War was officially renamed the War of Kegofuflitcha. See what I mean? Named after the new nation which was suspected of breaking the supposed final peace snack treaty. Due to its immense speed, the Rikogu Flitchumawafu was bought by the military and refit for fighting purposes. Despite originally being designed for sports, the airframe of the RE-810 was surprisingly well fitted for military use, such as air-to-air combat. With its cheaper design, we could normally pit two of these up against the enemy's more expensive jet fighter. Though this jet fighter is slower than most modern jet fighters, it still can outmaneuver most modern enemy jet fighters. As you can see from this footage, it can even take on head-to-head the very maneuverable modern Dove fighter. So now let's see this plane take on the advanced fighter Thunderbird. With its fast speeds but lower maneuverability, will it be a match for our fighter? We at Kunurata say not. The proof is in the pudding, as they always say. It looks like the Thunderbird has taken us on head-to-head. That was a rookie mistake. As you can see, the Thunderbird has fallen. Many enemy fighters approved of this design, as they were literally falling out of the skies. Such was the design of this aircraft. It is currently available for commercial and personal use. Hey look, there is a single Rekoku Flitscha. What's better than one plane? Yes, you guessed it, two. Now let's put them up against a single, very advanced fighter and see how they fare. Will they be triumphant or not? And here we go, we have an advanced Thunderbird with advanced pilot training. And look at that, they are both peppering themselves with bullets. However, no one has been hit. With the great maneuverability of the Rekoku Flitscha and the Thunderbird, no one seems to be taking any damage. Oh, I see, the Thunderbird is trying to take the planes into the sun, trying to melt our wings off. That, however, will not work, as we use super glue to keep the wings on our planes. And oh jolly good, it looks like the Thunderbird has lost it. But our planes will not stop there, no. So advanced are our fighters that they will continue shooting the plane until it has disintegrated on the ground. There we go, we have now completed our mission. Let's fly off into the, well, away from the sunset by the look of it. But let's fly in formation now. This has been the Jenjoni Plane Program, showing you two of the most advanced fighters from the period of wars and stuff. If you like this video, please support us by hitting that thumbs up button. Don't forget to leave a comment if you liked, and subscribe for more videos, as this production was brought to you by Orbiter and Akrauf Flagarbietet. This was an engineering production. Tally ho!